Okay, the information that I have is what I've read in the newspapers or heard what his lawyer, Hamid Nasir, did say. Hamid Nasir confirms that he was forcefully taken out of the country, processed at the airport by the anti-terrorism police unit, and put on an aircraft back to Turkey. If it is true that he's a terrorist, and because he was handled by the anti-terrorism unit, then he should be charged in court and arraigned in court as a terrorist. That has happened in the past. We've had, we even have a terrorism court in Shimolatewa that was designed with security features for arraigning terror suspects. So you don't deport a terrorist and you don't put them on an aircraft. In fact, no aircraft would allow them to be on an aircraft if they are a terrorist, because they would be on a no-fly list, and that is why they'll be held in whichever country and can be tried. And terrorism is an international crime. So I think what has happened is very disappointing. Our security apparatus have decided to become political as opposed to doing their job properly. I think this is wrong. I was happy to see that it will be ventilated in court by his lawyers, even if he has left the country. It is something that we must set the record straight. Because if we allow a government to abuse power, and then we are going on a dangerous path. In fact, I tell people, if you allow them to abuse power on one person, they will do it on the next person. And I think it started with Miguna, if you remember. Same kind of tactics were used, and they bundled him out of the country. And later, actually, he could have had he had permission to come back into the country, but unfortunately, because of the altercation that happened at the airport, then you are put on a no-fly list. So, which means that is what he's suffering from. Not that the courts have not confirmed that he's allowed to come back to in Kenya. So this is an abuse of the rule of law. We also hope that Law Society of Kenya, which is actually mandated under the law to help uphold the rule of law in Kenya, should be able to step in, because this has to be cleared. Because one day each of us will suffer that kind of issue. It's also very sad for Kenya because it sends a very bad message. When people want to go and do business in a certain country, the first thing they check is, are there arbitrary arrests? Will I get a fair trial before the court system? Will the cases be heard expeditiously? Will I be dealt with in fairness, in whichever manner that I'm dealt with? So if those things don't exist, and that security or affirmation by a country doesn't exist, it then affects investors coming into Kenya. It sends a very bad message. I was, and remember, this is somebody who had received a work permit, had a visa, had been coming in and out of Kenya, and so on. So it's just for it out of the blue that you should be bundled into an aircraft and taken. And this is not the first business person that this has happened to. It's happened to many other business people. Even just the fact that their companies are raided, or they have difficulty getting licenses, or they just, life is made difficult for them. They make it difficult for them not to undertake business. And that is what affects our economy. If you look at countries like Dubai, Dubai has no minerals. They have nothing, but they have managed, because they've made a place a safe haven for doing business. Anyone can do business there. Everybody there is able to get their work permit or their visa, provided they give the right documents. It has that is what keeps Dubai as a great country. Dubai doesn't even have oil. Some people think that Dubai has oil. They don't.
It's a desert.
It's a desert. But it's because they have made a conducive environment for people to be able to go and trade there. You want to open a company, you'll do it within 24 hours, and so on. So it is sad for Kenya. And Kenya also is, just very recently, the president signed a bilateral agreement with Turkey, where Turkey agreed to grow the trade between Kenya to about 100 billion, 100 billion shillings. They also agreed. There is also a lot of trade we do. We get our fertilizer from Turkey. We get a lot of our farm equipment from Turkey. We get a lot of steel from Turkey. Also, Turkey receives from Kenya tobacco, edible fruits,
even flowers.
And flowers and also cereals.
Yeah.
So this is a trade partner. It sends a very bad message. Even if there was an issue, it should have been dealt with diplomatically. That's why we have the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, so that you don't end up causing a foreign affairs altercation.